You know, it's funny. Bane used to be one of those villains who looked intimidating. The mask, the venom tubes, the muscles that defy anatomy, but the more we saw him, the less threatening he actually felt. Like the guy who broke Batman's back in Knightfall. Yeah, that was an impressive feat until you realize he spent half the story watching Batman fight other people for him, driving down his stamina. And then over time, every version of Bane just kinda softened. Nolan turned him into a revolutionary who lost to a love triangle. King turned him into a mob boss who needed Thomas Wayne and Psycho Pirate to do the heavy lifting for him. It's like every writer gave him a crutch or something to hide behind. And then Scott Snyder came along and said, what if Bane didn't need anyone? And just like that, the Absolute version of Bane was born. Right from the jump, Absolute Bane is introduced with a power move that tells you exactly who you're dealing with. Two world leaders on the verge of peace, years of war, finally about to end, and Bane just strolls in like it's another day at the office. He tells one of them, it'll be a shame when the world hears he murdered the other during this treaty. And then he crushes the dude's head like it's Play-Doh. And right after that takes a phone call, mid-threat. Absolute Bane? Nah, this is Absolute Chad. No rage, no venom, just quiet, intricate control. And that's the difference. That is Bane. Knightfall Bane was clever, but he was also emotional. Tom King's Bane was dangerous, but far too dependent. Absolute Bane doesn't even blink. He doesn't break sweat, he breaks nations. Meanwhile, Bruce is knee-deep investigating Ark M, these underground facilities popping up across Gotham. He sneaks into an old hospital, only to find essentially an entire city being built beneath it. And that's when he shows up. Bane. He steps out of the shadows. No big speech, no grand entrance, just the calm before the storm. Batman throws every move that he's got, and Bane just shrugs it off. I haven't even used this stuff yet, he says, but if you want to see what it does, this isn't Knightfall. Bane doesn't need Venom to win. It's not a crutch, it's just a bonus. When he puts Bruce down, it feels less like a fight and more like gravity running its course. In City of Bane, he may have had the muscle, but he had Thomas Wayne as the brain. Here, he's the muscle and the brain. So much so that the doctors around him even refer to him as the Prime. Like he's not even human anymore. Just an evolved form of dominance. The true Alpha Discord mod. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself with that one. We flash back to Santa Prisca, and Snyder completely rewrites the myth. Gone is the sad, imprisoned child. Instead, we get a revolutionary, raised in rebellion, born into a war that his family started. His father dreams of peace, a bird that can't survive in captivity, and they even fly that bird on their flags. But Bane, he only sees red skies, violence, and a never-ending war. And when he finally snaps, when he kills his own father and turns their flag into his mask, it's not just symbolism, it's transformation. He becomes the thing that peace can't contain, the Phoenix reborn from the ashes of war. And it's not just his pure strength and willpower that's received a major buff here either. The venom he's injected with isn't just strength, it's also enlightenment. He literally becomes smarter, faster, more calculated. Every weapon, every fighting style, and every war, all downloaded and saved into his head. When he first fights Batman here, he calls out each and every one of his moves before it even hits him. This isn't just Bane on steroids. This is Bane becoming a godlike threat. The wildest part about Bane's evolution is how people keep underestimating his mind. Everyone remembers the backbreaking, the brute strength, the whole I broke the bat moment. But that wasn't just luck, that was strategy. He orchestrated an entire citywide breakdown to wear Batman out. Absolute Bane brings that same genius, and now, paired with his disgustingly broken physique, it's even colder and sharper. It's like he studied not just Batman's tactics, but also his psychology, and weaponized it to use it against him. And here's where I feel like Snyder outdoes any other version of Bane. He's not here to just break Batman's body, he wants to remake him in his own image. After Bane catches Batman, he breaks down his mind, piece by piece, catching him every time he escapes his cell and holds him there for months, whittling him down to his core. He needs Batman to break so that he can evolve alongside him, so that he can take up the mantle of Bane himself. But with the help of a now transformed Waylon Jones, Batman is ultimately able to escape the Ark M facility, for now. And this is where Absolute Bane becomes something else entirely. Bane follows Batman back to Gotham, and he doesn't choose to break his back. He chooses to dismantle his entire life. He proceeds to visit all of Bruce's friends. He breaks every bone in Oswald Cobblepot's body, some even twice, making him 2 feet shorter and giving him his name, the Penguin. He smashes Harvey Dent's face in, clean down the middle with a bottle of liquor, and burns him alive with a flaming poker chip, creating Two-Face. And Edward, man, Poor Edward. In a fight to the death, swaying on a battle of the wits, he loses. Bane crushes his frontal lobe, and as the pressure of Bane's grip increases, facts turn into questions, and Edward into the Riddler. Bane builds Batman's nightmare. He literally creates the rogues gallery that will haunt Gotham forever, which is a chilling twist, one that gives Bane's name more meaning than we've ever seen before. And with that, the experience Chuck Dixon tried to strike with Knightfall has been elevated forever. This isn't the "I'll break your back" Bane. This is the "I'll break your entire world" Bane. Every other Bane had a weakness. Knightfall's Bane's arrogance made him predictable. Tom King's Bane's alliances made him vulnerable. And Dark Knight Rises' Bane, just a pawn in someone else's game. Absolute Bane has none of that. He doesn't need Venom, he doesn't need allies, and he doesn't even need chaos. Scott Snyder didn't just make Bane powerful again, he made him inevitable. The perfect union of intellect and brutality. The final evolution of the man who broke the bat. And that's why more than any version before him, Absolute Bane isn't just Batman's enemy, he's Batman's absolute nightmare. We'll find out who survives in Absolute Batman: The Final Showdown. But tell me, who do you think walks away from this one? Drop your thoughts below, and as always, stay awesome.